And we continue this afternoon on Central Valley Talk. I'm Mike Scott, joined by Ivan Orozco from Golden Memorial, and we are going to talk about something we don't like to talk about, but we all have to sooner or later: final expenses. Ivan, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year.
Thank you, you too.
Thank you for coming in.
See you again.
Yeah, final expenses. When you die, there's an expense involved in your burial and all that. You can take care of that, so your family isn't weighed down with that expense when you're gone, right?
Yes. The beautiful thing about the Golden Memorial, they also provide an extra service where, just like what you mentioned, unfortunately, when we pass away, we do leave that expense. What a lot of families don't
And it's
understand.
thousands of dollars. It's thousands, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, and it keeps going up. You know, depending if they want some type of different casket, more flowers, or what type of arrangements, the price can just go over even close to $20,000
Wow.
at times. Well, with Golden Memorial, one service I do like to point out with the Funeral Consumer Garden Society, it's a company that's associated with us where when you get a plan with Golden Memorial, they send you these papers that's called Final Wishes, where you actually prepare your funeral. I know it's a lot easier to plan a birthday party or a wedding, but by you leaving behind your final wishes, I want this, I want that, and maybe your beneficiary at the time maybe can even add a little input. They send this information to the company. In the event, I'll use myself as an example. In the event, God forbid, I passed away, all my mom has to do is call. They will call 3 different funeral homes for my mother, so my mom never has to step into one and try to negotiate. And number one, she's going to be depressed, going through the pain and the sorrow.
Right.
Having to negotiate, go in and pick this and pick that is from what I've heard, is one of the most uncomfortable situations a person can be in. So when the company Golden Memorial calls these funeral homes, they will say specifically what my mother and I already wanted.
They have the list.
Correct. And they will get the prices, but they also negotiate them because, see, funeral homes, and I know that they probably won't admit it, but
They mark up their prices.
that's the only time they make money.
Yeah.
That's a beautiful casket, Ivan. But look at this white one. Look at this and that. Well, 3,000, 8,000. So what Golden Memorial will do is negotiate, and because they can't take advantage of insurance companies. So now they come back to my mother and they say, okay, funeral A is this much, B is this much, C is this much. All my mother has to say is, I like funeral B. They send the money directly there. Whatever money is left over, they give it to my mom. All my mom has to do is show up to the funeral. So they help out with those type of arrangements. They help out with the discounts. I had a client, unfortunately, pass away about 2.5 months ago. Family went in, they quoted him $14,000. I'm like, you have this free service. So they used the free service. They dropped everything, same arrangements, everything, from $14,000 down to $8,400.
That's a big difference.
That's a big difference.
So you're saying that'd be $6,000 difference?
Yes.
That $6,000 went to the family, or?
Yeah.
Wow.
So whatever money they saved goes to them, depending on the plan, of course, that you get.
Sure.
So, these plans are exactly for that. Number one question I ask all my clients is, God forbid you passed away tomorrow, who's paying for your funeral? Answers I always get is, well, my children, or my wife or my husband. And I'm like, well, how? Because you can't do car washes no more because of the drought. You'll get fined. So what's next? Yard sales. What is it? GoFundMe.com. Asking for donations. Making tamales, selling them on the street. Whatever it takes. But the easiest thing is, why not make a small monthly payment and let the insurance companies take care of everything for you? And that's one of the things to me, this is not like I'm selling. It's more I'm educating clients nowadays, trying to change the way of thinking that, you're right, no one likes to talk about this, but I guarantee you that after less than an hour, they never have to talk about it again. Once you get a final expense plan, that's it. You're done talking about it. You're insured, you have peace of mind, continue living. But these plans are specifically for that, and I know in the last time I came out on the show, I asked you, why do people have car insurance? And yes, it's the law, but in case of an accident, but you're not guaranteed you'll be in a car accident. Why do people have home insurance? Well, in case it burns down, but three generations of families can live in a house without ever burning down. But we are guaranteed that we're going to pass away, but nobody wants to insure it. So nobody wants to
die. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. It's got to be. I'm wondering, when you buy one of these policies, do most people let their kids know that it's taken care of? You don't have to worry about it when I'm gone?
See, my mother, since I was maybe 8 or 9 years old, talked to me about death. It's not a bad topic to talk about. It's the reality. And the sooner you talk about it or how you talk about it, yes, you should let your family know you got one, because God forbid, I pass away and I never let my family know that I had life insurance. It's not like the insurance company's going to know, like, hey, wait a minute, I haven't died. No, they have to know so they can call, because the company gives you these cards, kind of like when the car insurance gives you these cards that you carry in your wallet. Well, they give you these cards, so the families, you give them out to your family and say, hey, God forbid I pass away, just call that number, everything's taken care of, son or daughter or husband or wife. And that way, they don't have to worry about those expenses. I call it the last act of love that you're going to leave to your family. So yes, it is recommended that, of course, you let your family know. And in most cases, I even ask the clients, okay, you put your son and your daughter's beneficiaries and they don't live with you. Do you mind if I give them a call so I can let them know what their role as a beneficiary is? And sure. And I call them and, look, your mom just got this. And I explain to him the positive benefits of this. Versus, oh, I'm here to talk about what if your mom dies?
What
that's
are the
more
positive benefits?
Yeah. Positive benefits, like I said, peace of mind. Number two, company takes care of all the negotiations. It takes away some of the hardship or pain that families right now are so accustomed to going through. The reason why people don't want to talk about that is because they hear all these stories of, oh my God, I had to wash this many cars and we had to make this much money and now I'm in debt and I have credit card payments and my husband left me nothing. And they hear these horror stories. That's why no one wants to talk about it. But if people started leaving something behind, like I said, that peace of mind, or look, I left this extra money for you guys so you guys can pay extra bills and so forth, because that's what insurance is for. The companies, I always ask, what if companies go out of business? The insurance companies are the more secure companies in the world. The only way they can go out of business is if everybody that's insured under them dies at once, because now they got to pay everybody out. So I always
unlikely that's going to happen.
And I always tell people, look, if that happens, I wouldn't worry about your money. I worry about why is everybody dying. Okay, so there's tons of benefits. One of the things that you and I were just talking about is that with these policies, you can get a plan from $1,000 to $35,000. They require no medicals because you're only getting what a lot of people consider funeral insurance or final expense.
Right.
So you're getting a small plan, which means you're not going to have families fighting over riches. You're just paying for the funeral. Number two, payments are fixed. Three, this account, after an average of about 2 years, it starts to earn interest. So it's not just throwing money away into an insurance. It builds interest because, God forbid, you ever get hurt at work or lose your job and you can't make your payments. That interest will make your payments until you get back on your feet. Last but not least, as soon as we receive the required documentation, which is the death certificate, families are paid out within 24 hours. Either direct deposit, straight to the funeral home, or a check to them. But at least they don't have to be, how are we going to get the money? How are we going to pay for this? Another benefit you can add to this is what's called accidental death. What accidental death means, say I got a plan for $10,000. That means, God forbid I pass away, my mother will receive $10,000.
Above and beyond the funeral expenses.
Correct. Yeah. So if I pass away as an accident, meaning I get run over, I choke, I drown, I walk into a store, a box falls on me, plain and simple, on a death certificate, accident. My family will receive $25,000 extra. While I'm alive, if I lose an arm or a leg, I will receive $12,500. Maybe that helps out with my medical bills. If I pass away in a car accident, my family will receive $50,000. If I pass away in a common carrier, that means public transportation, bus, airplane, train, taxi, boat, subway, my family will receive $100,000 extra. Now, here's a very hot topic. If I pass away in an act of war or terrorism, and right now we have Paris, we have San Bernardino. I know that this wasn't a terrorist attack, Las Vegas. Also, recently we have the natural disasters in Texas. Mm-hmm. Okay, but regarding San Bernardino and Paris, those were terrorist attacks. It was domestic terrorism and also terrorism over there. So if I was one day enjoying dinner, watching a movie, in my company Christmas party, a terrorist attack happens, my family receives $100,000 extra. And also under terrorist attack is also gang violence. Since 9/11, under the Patriot Act, gang violence is now considered terrorism. I'm crossing the street, gang violence erupts, I get shot in crossfire, I'm innocent. On the police report, it will say. And because of that, my family will receive $100,000 extra. Also, if I pass away more than 200 miles away from where I live, well, I'm from Salinas. It's only 138 miles from here, Fresno. So I would actually have to travel down to Bakersfield. Okay, but if I'm like Bakersfield and South, and I pass away, my family will receive up to $5,000 extra to help transport my body back to Salinas because that costs money. Okay, so this is added benefits for a very minimal cost that alleviates family, because even if you pay this plan throughout its entirety, which some plans we even offer 20-year plans, which means I'm 39. By the time I'm 59, I'm done paying, but I continue to have free insurance until I'm 100. So even if I pay for 20 years, it does not add up to the amount that I specifically asked for. So my family always gets more. So a lot of people say, well, you know, if I pay for this plan for 20 years, I'm going to probably end up paying $20,000, but I only asked for $10,000. No. If you do the math, it comes out to less. Plus, it earns interest. So, like I said, these plans, we've taken away I have diabetes, I have cancer, I don't have a Social Security card number. Well, guess what? We can still insure you.
Because we're all going to die.
Correct. We can insure from age 0 newborns to the age of 85.
Yeah. But the younger you buy the policy, the lower your monthly payments will be.
It's less expensive. Also, depending on the type of amount of coverage that you want. These are flexible. You make your own plan based on your want. If you only want to leave $5,000 behind, then leave $5,000. If you only want to be cremated, you don't need a plan of 10 or 15 or 20,000. Now, there's a lot of generations here in Fresno or even in California where we have parents that still want to be buried in Mexico or in the Philippines or any other country. Well, then get a little bigger plan. Get a $20,000 plan. Get a $25,000 plan. Why? Because if they pass away, you have to transport the body.
Right.
The kids have to take time off of work. Plane tickets last minute are not cheap. And plus, you have to find a place to stay over there. Plus, now do the preparations over there. That's where that money comes in handy. So you custom make it as best as you want. Any questions you have, we're here to help. But I honestly believe that any life insurance you get is better than not having any at all. But with Golden Memorial, the company started 56 years ago in Hollister, California. So it's a local company, and now it's all over the United States. And our main focus is just to insure everyone, so that way these car washes and these bad nightmare stories and so forth. I had to take money out of my 401k. I'm still paying. I have a reminder every month because I'm paying my credit card bill. These stories out of the way, and start the generation off correctly, educating their children from young why it's important to have life insurance.
Peace of mind.
Correct.
Peace of mind.
Yeah.
All right. Ivan Orozco from Golden Memorial. Website?
No website.
No
I mean,
website?
they could go into goldenmemorial.com.
But easier over the phone?
Easier over the phone. Call me. I'll be more than happy to come to your home. That's the best way of doing it. I think a lot of families feel more comfortable at their home.
On the screen there.
Yeah, I have my number up there, and also we have a representative here in Fresno that I can also. It just popped up right now. Desiree is also available here in Fresno to be able to help out when I'm not around. She's very talented and educated in the final expenses, and she'd be more than happy to help everybody and at least have a good conversation about it. And that's my main thing, is just to have a good conversation.
All right, Ivan. Happy New Year to you.
Okay, thank you. You too.
Ivan Orozco from Golden Memorial right here on Central Valley Talk.